What is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you our next matchup in the Ultimate Smash Bros. DLC tournament. So if you are new, allow me to explain what this is and how you can participate. You're more than welcome to. So this is a tournament of a bunch of characters, and then each day on the channel I will upload one matchup from the tournament, and then I'll talk about the two characters that are in the match for the day. So today's matchup is Game 120 Sceptile taking on Spyro. So I'll go over both the characters, why they might make sense to be DLC, maybe kind of talk about some moveset and that sort of stuff. So kind of make a case for them, if you will. But how does this whole thing work? Well, basically we vote for one of the two characters that are in the matchup for the day. And how do you vote? Very simple. Type your vote down in the comments. So you would either vote for Sceptile or you'd vote for Spyro. Or you would vote for both. Totally fine. It's always been a rule. But you only get one vote per person. That's the rule. That's how it's always been. So again, one vote per person. But the rest of the rules, and we'll start with, I think, probably the most, maybe the most important. This tournament is only for fun. It's only for fun. Doesn't matter about a current character. It doesn't matter about their situation right now. We got all sorts of characters. We have first party. We have third party. Assist trophies, spirits, anime, characters that are disconfirmed, all that. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you like a character, you vote for the character. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So, the rest of the rules, double elimination tournament. So a character would have to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. So you lose once, you drop to the loser bracket. You lose from there, you're done. If there's ever a tie in the voting, once we get to the results, I'll flip a coin on camera. It's just the best and fairest way to break the tie. And then each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. So that means today's what, Saturday, right? Yeah, my days are all mixed up right now. But so today's Saturday, which means we'll get the result of today's matchup next Saturday. So only 1 week. Pretty simple. So with all that out of the way, let's go over the results from last week, which was back in the loser bracket. Somebody's about to get eliminated. The matchup was Crash Bandicoot taking on Rayman. And this was a good one because, 2 big-time third-party characters. Yeah, it was interesting to see. Yeah, there's a lot of people. It seemed pretty even in the comments. Ultimately, one character, obviously, there's no tie today. I don't really have too much of a story. One character just beat the other, like pretty much the whole tournament is. The results, Crash Bandicoot ended up taking the W in this one. 58 votes for Crash, 44 for Rayman. So, unfortunately, Rayman has been eliminated from the tournament. But, hey, Rayman, if you look at it, Rayman's 2 losses were to Shantae, who's never lost a match, and to Crash Bandicoot. You lose to those 2 characters in these tournaments, you did something pretty well then. You did pretty well. So, anyway, congrats to Crash for moving on for at least one more match. So, Crash will get Chibi Robo in the very next match for them. And that will come up, actually, that's coming up on Monday. Wow, that's on Monday. All right, so, yeah, let's talk about the matchup for today, though. Like I said, Sceptile against Spyro. So, let's talk about this. Why would Sceptile, of all Pokemon, why would Sceptile make sense? I think the biggest thing going for Sceptile that we could say would probably be that Sceptile is the fully evolved form grass starter Pokemon of Trico. Now, why is that important? Well, you talk Pokemon for a long time. You've seen, if you've played Pokemon, Pokemon too, but if you've played Smash Bros. For multiple entries now, you'll notice that it's severely lacking a grass final evolution starter. That seems to be pretty big amongst a lot of the Smash community. We ended up having Charizard fully evolved fire starter. Then we got Greninja fully evolved water starter. So then it's just kind of like, all right, we just need that grass to fill out the the last bit of the triangle of the trio. And a lot of people are expecting that to finally happen for Smash Ultimate in the base roster. So Decidueye was kind of like, all right, that's probably going to be the one that happens. And then we kind of got that little bit of a curveball, a little bit, even though Incineroar still made sense because he's heavily featured in the anime, I believe. So Yeah, we didn't get the grass starter. We ended up getting another fully evolved fire starter with Incineroar, which was, yeah, some people are like, okay, maybe it's not really, a thing for Sakurai and Nintendo to be like, all right, we have the fire, we have the water. Maybe they don't really care about having the grass, but this was Smash Ultimate, and that's something fans have been asking for a very long time. To finally complete that trio. And, there is no Gen 3 Pokemon in, right? I'm trying to think of, well, at least not playable. Not playable, at least. Because, is there any Gen 3 Pokemon that are in Pokeballs or Master Balls? Gen 3. I might be missing some, but I don't think there's any in Pokeballs or Master Balls. I could be wrong. But anyway, Sceptile, always, if you're going to talk grass starters that should be in, playable, Sceptile is always at the top of the list. Whether it's either Sceptile or most recently Decidueye is gaining a lot of fanfare and just a lot of traction. So I guess you could compete with that. And you might have to bring up the point, well, what about Pokemon Sword and Shield? Good point as well. It's a Nintendo first-party game. Would not be surprised. I don't think anyone would be surprised if Pokemon were to get a rep in the Fighter Pass. I mean, it's one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, so... and with sort of some backlash going on in the Pokemon community about the whole national dex and not having all the Pokemon, maybe something a little bit, maybe good for Pokemon. They get a little bit of advertising for the newest generation in Smash Bros. Maybe it ends up being Grookey's final evolution. Grookey is the grass monkey thing. It's the new starter, so maybe the fully evolved form of Grookey. Maybe that ends up getting, maybe that gets the nod and we get our fully evolved grass starter. Who knows? But Sceptile definitely has the following. Moveset is easy to come for Pokemon. You already have your moveset made. So very popular, especially amongst the Smash community. So Sceptile, I think, has to be considered. Definitely has to be considered. So, but another character that probably has to be considered, Sceptile's opponent, Spyro the Dragon. Now... Spyro. Alright, Spyro's buddy Crash just won, so that was pretty cool. So maybe Crash will try to pass on a little bit of luck to Spyro here, but we'll see what happens, obviously, next week, once we get the results for this match. So anyway, Spyro, another very big third-party character, another big third-party name in general, whether it's just the Spyro the Dragon franchise, or whether you consider it Skylanders, whichever one it is. They're big franchises. People know who Spyro is. So Spyro started off pretty much like Crash as kind of a timed exclusive. Not kind of. It was. It was a timed exclusive on the PlayStation. So it was kind of like one of Sony's mascots way back in the day. And eventually Spyro and Crash, they broke off. They went multi-platform. Spyro found massive success with the Skylander series. And Nintendo even had their own... a couple Skylander figures, wasn't it? Bowser and Donkey Kong, I'm pretty sure. So, that was kind of cool. So, another thing, Activision, the company that owns Spyro, they don't have any sort of rep in Smash Bros. Could they be considered? Yeah, I think Activision, they've got a lot of pretty cool characters that should be at least considered. If you're going to sit down and break it down by company, Activision, they got quite a bit. And Spyro's definitely, in my opinion, has to be at the top, towards the top of the list of expected characters. So, yeah, Spyro. Moveset is pretty easy. He's a dragon, kind of moves around pretty quick, fire breathing, headbutts. You could do something with the tail, maybe something with the wings, claw attacks, whatever. Very easy to come up with a moveset for Spyro. So, having a purple little dragon, plus he's quadrupedal. He's on 4 legs. We don't have a ton of that, so that'd be slightly different. Yeah, we do have a few characters that are on 4 legs. Ivysaur is when he's in the Pokemon Trainer. Duck Hunt is also on 4. There might be a couple others, but there's not really a lot of characters that are on four legs. So having something like that's pretty much different. I welcome that. That's something I always say. If you can bring something a bit different, something that we really don't have. I just looked at that Kirby hat. That's kind of cool. But just something that we don't really have, or that we don't have a lot of. Yeah, let's go. Bring it in. Let's put them on the roster. And again, it's always a conversation. People will always say it in the comments. My personal opinion, if Activision gets a rep and is down to Crash or Spyro, my vote's for Crash, because I guess I just like the character better. And people always say that sort of stuff in the comments, whether they're like, yeah, I love Crash, but Spyro gets my vote, or I love Spyro, but Crash would be my preferred rep. Whatever it might be, that always gets brought up. So, yeah, Activision's got some big-time characters that should be considered. And, well, there you go. Yeah, Crash and Spyro, in a way, they're kind of competing with each other. If Activision is a company that Nintendo approached about having a rep in Smash Bros. So, yeah, it's tough. I mean, hey, we do have the Spyro Reignited trilogy that's coming out on the Nintendo Switch September 3rd, I believe. So that's what's 8/10. So less than a month. And I don't know, maybe timing wise it could sort of add up. I mean, look, they could end up doing, like, Nintendo could sit down and do a brand new, like, character breakdown, a character trailer for Banjo, because we know Banjo's the next character to come out. So maybe they, have another reveal for for Banjo, break him down how he works, and maybe at the end they tease the next character. Hey, look, it's September. Spyro just came out on the Switch, and boom, you tie in Spyro, and you never know. It could happen. It might not happen. We never know. So I think I'm just going to go to the voting on this one. Both the characters I really do like, and I like the potential both these characters have for moveset and just popularity. And I'd honestly say if it were to, if you break it down, who would probably get bought more, just single pack wise, the fighter pack, the individual character, probably Spyro would get bought way more by people. But I mean, I don't want to knock Sceptile, but yeah, let me just go to my vote. I'm voting Spyro. He gets my vote in this one. I like him. I don't know, like, I don't want to go too far into it, but if Pokemon were to get another rep, especially Grass Starter, I guess actually Decidueye is probably my favorite fully evolved Grass Starter. I just love the way he looks. I like the way he could play. So I guess that's kind of the factor. But anyway, Spyro gets my vote. Let me know who you guys are going to vote for down in the comments. Are you either going to get Sceptile, you're going to go for Spyro, or you're going to go for both? Totally fine. But again, one vote per person. So that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. So little sneak peek for Monday. We already know the matchup. Like I said, game 121 is going to be Crash taking on Chibi Robo. So that should be fun. And then, let's see, the results for game 1... Wait. Did I? No. We're good. Okay, 115. Here we go. I'm confusing myself here. So, game 115 results, we will see if Tails is able to knock off Sandbag, one of the Cinderella stories of the tournament, or will Sandbag continue to... I don't really have anything I could segue into on that one. Will Sandbag continue to punch its ticket? No, he can't really punch. He doesn't have... Whatever. Tails against Sandbag, that's the results for Monday. So that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.